Welcome everyone, Simon here from the Wells of Wall Street. We have a UOS Ultra video update here. Guys, this is one of my favourite projects. I'm absolutely massively into gaming, as you know. This particular platform, if you do not know much about it, go and check our intro video. We should have a link right now, but obviously watch this one first. And we will leave a link at the end as well for those that are a bit more patient. So, guys, Ultra with Wave 2 on the brink of launching on the Ultra platform. Really, really exciting. I think we mentioned in the previous video that there was a slight delay to that. So the Wave 2 launches. But here, for example, there's on Twitter, for example, you can watch a really cool screenshot, if you like, of what's to come in this Wave 2 section. So what happens is usually you get the opportunity to test or the beta version of them before they sort of come out, make sure they work properly, etc. Kind of like a testnet aspect of before the game's launched fully. So I think it's gonna be really cool. So yeah, to win closed beta or beta access on some of these games, you can have the opportunity through the Ultra platform. If you guys want a demo of the Ultra system, and maybe I can show you a couple of the games on there, let me know, and we'll definitely do a video on that, because I think if you are a gamer and you're looking for that sort of future-proofing blockchain kind of gaming, I think this is definitely the one. It's only just begun. It's giving developers a phenomenal opportunity to make more profit, and I think that's very important. There's a lot of companies out there, and especially distributing companies, the likes of Apple and Google Play, perhaps taking too much of the share from the people that actually do the work. So I'm really for this kind of, for this kind of project. And as we move forward, obviously the metaverse is a big topic. Ultra is going to have a phenomenal platform here to really encourage this next level of gaming. And we did a video a while back as well, of course, like Steam, which I use quite a lot for things like Football Manager and other retro games and stuff from back in the day. They obviously had an announcement recently about blocking any kind of crypto, play to earn, or blockchain games, which I think is a bit of a mistake, because I think a lot more developers now are really focusing on, one, obviously how much monetary value can they get out of it from developing these things, and two, the ease of use of coding and developing games on a system like this is really much more beneficial almost than it is compared to all our kind of existing brand names that out there really. But you will see the likes of Activision and things like that on the Ultra platform, or developing games on the Ultra platform already, which is absolutely fantastic to hear and see. And then finally, before we go into the chart, guys, this bit here, this is really cool. So I'm really looking forward to pushing some more updates on this part. Introducing Unix. I'm assuming that's what it is, right? NFTs. So again, another project jumping on the NFT bandwagon. I think this one has a massive advantage. Obviously, from the gaming perspective, it's going to be really interesting to see on the marketplace what kind of things it will be sort of selling. Obviously, it's down to users who put them on there, of course. But I'm interested to see if they have maybe some categorizations towards the gaming side more so than just maybe traditional NFTs. But we'll have to see how that goes. But I'm going to keep a very firm eye on that, and I'll let you guys know perhaps any more information that comes out in the marketplace as that comes. Alternatively, guys, of course, you can obviously jump onto the Ultra social media platforms and keep an eye for yourselves. But obviously, we want you to watch the channel, and hopefully we're giving you the news that you guys require. So yeah, I can't believe, I was saying in other videos, like, I can't believe how fast time goes. The last video we did on Ultra 7 days ago, I think, absolutely mental. I literally felt like I only did it a couple of days ago. I know we've done a few videos since then, not as many as I've hoped to do, but of course juggling work full time and other things around the usual life stuff. But trying to do our best, so hopefully you're enjoying that. But I just think this platform is incredible. Go and download it, get involved in some of the games as well. But yeah, like I said, if you want to learn more about the tokenomics aspect and the introduction to this project in general, as to why I think it's so good, you can of course watch those intro videos absolutely Fantastic. I love it. So guys, that's a bit of a wrap up of some news points on Ultra. Let's go and check out the chart. If I can just get my screen working here. There we go. So guys, UOS, before we do that, please make sure, if you have not done so already, that you smash that subscribe button. Absolutely flying through the numbers. Honestly, the support is so overwhelming. Thank you so much for joining us on our journey, and with you guys as well. Absolutely love it. Really enjoy it. So guys, UOS, just wanted to pick out a couple of pointers here. So obviously we can see here the big uptake we've had. This is just from the 17th of November. I've kept it to around about sort of 2 weeks or so. Obviously I could have done it lower, but I didn't want to sort of manipulate this number too much. I just wanted to enhance the idea around what's been occurring. Now obviously around these sorts of times we had the big sort of meta conversation around the Facebook stuff and gaming in general. All of a sudden got an influx of people who finally realized that, you know, gaming as a market in general is huge, and in crypto blockchain gaming is going to be humongous over the coming years and future. So understandably had a jump in, which is absolutely fantastic. I sold some UOS back up here around the 230 mark or something. I can't remember exactly where it was, but it's around there. I bought back in, guys, just at this $2 mark. I was pretty happy with that. Of course, it came down a bit more. I didn't have too many sold, so it's not a question of that I had some available to then do some DCA on the way down. However, that doesn't mean just because I'm not making those opportunities, I don't try and put some out there for you guys out there. So we had a couple of areas. One we took advantage of that we mentioned just under that $2 mark. I didn't go any further. However, we hit these areas. And what's quite interesting here, with the lower region of this one, not only did we come down in it on the 2nd of December, but on the 3rd of December, we actually tailed up back into this area. So it's very interesting. It's kind of proving our method, if you like. There's not a massive amount of historic data on UOS because we are very much, we've had the price discovery area, of course, but I still think we're in that area in the terms of now trying to find the support mechanism. We drew this in the last video. Go check out. I'm not making it up. We drew this in thinking that we would come back down to this area we had done. Now, we had a big correction today, which has massively helped, of course. I do believe that regardless of today's activity, it would have come down to these areas anyway. As we mentioned in the previous video, these areas of interest back at the beginning of November, because before then, there is nothing. It's an absolute black hole here. So what I was suggesting is that there is an argument to say, I'm not saying that it would definitely happen, but we could come back down to these areas around here, around the $1. It is possible if we continue this momentum of this bear mode that we've had arguably since the 1st of December and a full switch over. It is possible because we had the big intake of over purchasing, and now we might get people going, oh, this isn't what I thought it would be, or the metaverse they've stopped talking about it now, and that's what happens. So there's loads of different psychological things around this. Of course, I could have played it a bit better to maybe wait, but you just don't know in this market. I wasn't really anticipating a complete drop off this fast. So I'm kind of pleased in the way, like obviously I haven't been able to take advantage of this, but those out there, I've bought some this morning at these areas where it's roughly about now. It hasn't changed too much since early hours of today. But I like I said, drawing these areas in was two areas in particular. One because of the stepping stone here. So that's giving us the top level of this box that I've drawn in, and then the bottom level, which I enhanced with this wonderful orange line, just to indicate what my thoughts were in the previous video. Of these touch points here, showing great resistance, a bit of a profit taking, because people were like, it's not really moving, I'm going to take my profits now, and then people took advantage of the drop, and then all of a sudden we had the news of the metaverse and everything. So that's the story. This is where we are now, and actually if you look across the line, as it were, we're seeing a nice little trend still at the moment. It's obviously still quite positive. US obviously exploded quite a bit here, but we're on the way down, and it's now like, right, where are we going to stabilize? And that's why I picked out this area before, because I thought we would have, not necessarily today, I was expecting it to happen like maybe next week or something, but we're here now. Maybe it's done us a favor to do it quicker. But my thoughts behind this is, this is an area where we may see some traction now in terms of, are we going to secure this roughly-ish 135 to 140 mark as a support mechanism for UOS? If we can do that, if we can do a switch over, or at least get some stabilization around this area, obviously I expect a couple more dip downs into maybe the 130, 125 area, but if we can stabilize in this area, this is going to be absolutely phenomenal, because UOS has obviously got the Wave 2 games coming out. I think they're going to be very popular. We've now got the NFT marketplace coming at some point as well. Once that news kicks in a bit nearer the time, I'm sure that will put it up as well. So I think the timing is going to be really interesting. We're going to have this little cool-off continuation that we've had because of this big drive up. It's literally no support. So it's obvious that it was going to come down. I didn't expect it to be so mirrored, but we knew it was going to come down. So now it's about reflecting this area here around about the 138, 136. If we can stabilize here over the next few days, I think we can tail this back up. Not in another mirrored effect, but in a sense like another wave sort of pattern that we've seen previously, these kind of areas of tailing it up slowly, especially as the announcements come, as we just said. Now, as I mentioned, we had a wick down to these areas here, but I am interested to see, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do right now. Certainly after this video, I am going, not even joking, I'm going to put a buy order cheekily at that top level of the box there, and I'm going to try maybe just above it, looking at this area here around the 4th, 5th of September, which is kind of matched around this sort of area here where there's a bit of questioning going on as to where are we going. It's like a magnet around this kind of area, 107. I'm going to put those buy orders in with some spare USDT that I have at that area there at 120, or maybe just above it. Actually, I might pull that up to 122. What did it get to earlier? I think that might be quite cheeky. Like I said, I'm not fully anticipating it to happen, but I'm going to do it just in case, because I really love this project. I missed out on earlier adoption of UOS. I jumped in at 70 cents, which was on this tail up here somewhere. I think it was around here, because I saw this drop down. I was like, okay, I'm going to get it here, because it doesn't look like from the patterns that we're going to do another drop down. So I took it in there. Obviously, I had this great run. Fantastic. Brilliant. So I still got some good gains out of that. But I think we've just got to be realistic. Obviously, the talk of the bull run is still occurring, going into probably next year, obviously. But you've got to be realistic in the data points of the charts and prices as well, like proper support mechanisms, like what traders are really looking into on 4-hourly charts, and especially on that daily of looking back in history. So I think that's quite a conclusive area in my opinion. But you know, what I would like to ideally see is this bounce around here and take it up again, because obviously some people have probably got a bit fed up with this bit already now and want to start seeing some opportunities to take more profits as well. So be cautious as well on the way up, because obviously this has been a big rise. People have been probably DCAing all the way down here. Just anticipate along these areas, arguably where we've kind of drawn these squares on the way up. If it does come down, these could be good areas on the way up as well to take pinpointed areas, especially as we approach this top end again. I'm not sure when it will be, obviously, but as we approach these areas, you've got to be cautious that people are probably going to see this as resistance again and take profits and have a bit more of a dip down. So there's plenty of opportunity on both sides of this, in my opinion. So we'll see how that plays out. But I'm going to do a UOS video perhaps earlier next week, so we can really fully reflect this weekend's movements and see if we manage to do what we think we would do. But let us know in the comments below if you're holding UOS, if you've been buying in this fantastic opportunity, what I like to call it. Of course, we want to see things rise and rise and rise, but for those that are building out there, there is opportunity. It's amazing, this space, because some people are having, you know, the frustration. Some people are having the lovely thought process of like, wow, I've got another opportunity to get into something. I've missed the opportunity a few weeks back. Now's another chance. But yeah, let's just be wary of this situation right now. It's really interesting, this point around this 136, 134 mark, just because of the history, or very much the lack of actually, and more recent history, that is concluding that this area is of great interest to see whether it supports or breaks it down a bit further down to perhaps this region here. We'll keep an eye on it, guys. We'll update you in the next video. Until then, thanks for watching, and bye-bye.